Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely always up for exploring new corners of the AI world.
Today we're wading into some pretty interesting waters. The crossroads where powerful AI tools meet the critical need for, data privacy.
Yeah, it's kind of a balancing act, right? Harnessing the power of AI without compromising our sensitive information.
Exactly. And we're going to be focusing on a specific tool that caught our eye. It's called PrivateGPT.
Oh, interesting. I've heard whispers about this one. It's supposed to be doing some pretty innovative things in the privacy space, right?
That's what we're here to find out. But before we get into PrivateGPT, we should probably touch on AI Agent Store for a sec.
Yeah, makes sense. Not everyone might be familiar with it.
So in a nutshell, it's like a hub, a platform where you can find and use all sorts of AI agents.
Kind of like an app store, but for AI.
Yeah, exactly. And one of these agents, as we mentioned, is PrivateGPT. And what makes this one so interesting is that it's designed to protect your data while you're using other AI tools, like, say, ChatGPT.
Okay, I see. So it sits between you and the AI, acting as a sort of privacy shield.
Right. Imagine you're asking ChatGPT to, I don't know, analyze a document for you.
Right, a pretty standard use case these days.
But that document might contain some personal information, things you wouldn't want the AI model to have access to.
Names, addresses, financial details, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And that's where PrivateGPT steps in. Before your request even reaches ChatGPT, PrivateGPT swoops in and redacts over 50 types of personally identifiable information.
Wow, 50. That's pretty comprehensive. So it's basically scrubbing your data clean of anything sensitive before the AI even gets a whiff of it.
Precisely. It's like a superpowered privacy filter. But here's the really clever part. It doesn't just stop there. Once the AI has done its thing, processed your request, PrivateGPT seamlessly reintegrates that redacted information back into the response.
Hold on, so I'm still getting the full benefit of the AI's analysis, even though it never actually saw my raw data.
That's the idea. From your perspective, the experience is seamless. You get the insights you need, the AI gets to do its job, but your sensitive data remains protected throughout the entire process.
Okay, that's pretty neat. But I gotta ask, redacting and reintegrating information like that, it sounds pretty complex. What's the tech behind it?
Yeah, it's actually building upon existing ideas in privacy-preserving AI, but the way it combines this redaction, the reintegration, and this really user-friendly interface, that's what sets it apart. It's tackling a pretty crucial challenge, right? How do we allow for this powerful AI analysis without forcing users to hand over their entire digital lives in the process?
Right, because let's face it, the more data these AI models have access to, the better they perform. But at what cost to our privacy?
Exactly. And that brings up another question. If you're stripping away so much personal information, does that limit the AI's capabilities? Does it still function as effectively?
It's a valid concern, and a lot of people are debating this very point. But the developers of PrivateGPT, they argue that by focusing on removing only the most sensitive data, the stuff that truly needs to be protected, they can still preserve the vast majority of the AI's functionality.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between privacy and functionality.
Exactly. And this approach, it could actually lead to a more sustainable model for AI development, one where users feel comfortable, they feel confident engaging with these tools because their privacy is baked in from the ground up.
Okay, so we've talked about the how of PrivateGPT, but what about the why? Why should people care about this? What kind of impact could it have?
Well, our sources actually highlight some pretty compelling use cases.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, for starters, think about organizations. They want to leverage AI, but they also need to protect themselves from data breaches, right?
Absolutely. Data leaks can be catastrophic, both financially and reputationally. Then you have developers. They're building apps, and they're increasingly incorporating AI into those apps, but they want to make sure they're doing so in a way that respects user privacy.
Makes sense. Privacy-focused apps are going to become even more important as AI becomes more ubiquitous.
Right. And then there's us, everyday individuals.
Yeah.
Maybe we want AI to help us review documents, generate reports, even manage our finances. But we also want to know that our data is safe and secure.
I mean, just imagine a world where you can confidently use AI to analyze your medical records, right? Help you make financial decisions, even assist you with writing sensitive documents, all without worrying that your data is going to end up in the wrong hands. That's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. And it really speaks to the potential impact of private GPT and tools like it. It's not just about a single application. It's about potentially shifting the entire landscape of how we interact with AI.
I think you're right. If we can get to a point where privacy is no longer an afterthought, but a core design principle for all AI tools, well, that could be a game changer.
It could. But it also raises some important questions, right? Like, how do we ensure that redacting PII is truly enough to guarantee privacy? What about the potential for data leaks or misuse further down the line?
Those are definitely challenges that need to be addressed. And it's not just about the technology itself, it's also about the policies and regulations that are put in place to govern its use.
We need to be having these conversations now as AI continues to evolve.
Yeah.
And solutions like PrivateGPT, they're just the beginning. It's an ongoing journey, and it's going to require developers, policymakers, and users, all of us, working together to make sure privacy remains a top priority.
Couldn't agree more. AI has the potential to be an incredible force for good, but only if we're careful to steer it in the right direction.
Well said. And for those who are interested in diving a bit deeper into PrivateGPT and exploring other AI agents out there, be sure to check out AI Agent Store.
Yeah, definitely worth a look. The link is aiagentstore.ai.
This whole conversation has really got me thinking. AI is evolving so rapidly, and it's up to all of us to ensure that privacy doesn't get left behind in the process.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance, that harmony between the immense power of AI and the fundamental right to privacy.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing for an AI-powered future that works for everyone.
See you next time.